Welcome to the Good Rookie Show. My name's Faheem.
And my name is Nelly J, y'all. And we are good rookies.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Good Tuesday. And guess what? It's the Good Rookie
Yep,
Show.
yep.
Yep. What's going on, y'all? As you know, we're your guests or your hosts, your guest. Coming from Toronto, Canada, the six T dot, however you want to call us. And y'all, before we start this episode, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to those in Northeast America, Fahim. There's
Hmm.
some fires happening north of Ontario. So north of Toronto, much north. It's Ontario, Quebec area that's been causing a lot of news lately where New York, Maryland, Virginia, a lot of those states, Delaware, you name it, Northeast states have been shut down. Games have been postponed. So like baseball games, WNBA games, I mean, you name it, schools closed because of the fire. So hopefully everyone's staying inside and staying safe. Hopefully, thoughts and prayers to the firefighters that are trying to get this fire out because I think it's the most we've had in like a long time. So just wanted to kind of make sure we start off with that because I know a lot of people are like, what the F Canada? What are they doing up there? Some folks didn't know how close to Canada was to America because they're like, how are the fires affecting us? But we're mad close, y'all. So anyway, just want to make sure I kind of, respectfully, we apologize for those that are dealing with this.
It's also
Toronto's not
affected.
so bad though. So,
It's also affected a lot of games in the Northeast. The United
yep, I
States
said
also like
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
basketball. I'm not basketball, sorry. Baseball,
Mm-hmm.
WNBA game got canceled.
Yep.
Women's soccer game got canceled. Ugh,
Any
man.
games that were like any professional league games or any games, you name it, we're all canceled from
Yeah.
amateur up. So yeah, that's all canceled. So
Hmm. So, let's start with the big one. Lionel Messi. Welcome. Didn't think it was going to happen. He has now made an announcement. He's going to be, well, we'll get into, I guess, what they've given him to get there, but he will be in the MLS, Major League Soccer, the world's best player, arguably, of ever, arguably. He's playing for the Inter Miami FC in the MLS. Big.
yeah, I mean, when I heard the news, I dropped everything, and for me, I just think it's huge. Like Messi, I mean, I've been a Messi fan from time. Like the man, he's a super duper star. I think he has the second most followers on social media. Him and like Cristiano Ronaldo are both the most followed people, you know what I'm saying? On online. Their fan base is like global, like not just North America, global fan base. Everywhere they go, they're recognized. So they're like the Michael Jordans, the LeBrons, like so the fact that he's coming to North America to the MLS, I'm not surprised for him. Because if you remember, we discussed about Inter Miami and about Beckham when Beckham became a part owner. And from then, they were like, oh, Beckham may use that, the pipeline to get Messi. I remember we were talking
Wow.
about, will he come? What can that happen? Well, he's here.
Mhm.
He's here. So I saw it coming. I saw it coming. I always felt that he was going to come to Miami whenever he's ready to move on from the leagues overseas. And I feel like him being 35 doing it, and the fact that Apple, Adidas, and other corporations kind of jumped in to like give him more revenue. I think they said when he's done playing soccer for the team, he will be a part owner automatically. He's
Woo!
going to
Mhm.
get a profit share with Adidas and all their sales. Profit share, like that's money. Apple's giving him investment shares because Apple is going to become Apple Plus, going to be exclusive, I think, for MLS. So he's making money out not only on the field, but it's an investment. Like he can be a part of it. And I don't know about you, but having a Messi being a big partner of a league like that in MLS looking to grow their league is
Mhm.
massive. I
Right.
also saw that the lowest ticket, I believe, was like a four, was it 29? Something like that. It was $29, something like that. $29 the cheapest ticket. Now it's like $400, like plus, like
Mhm.
the amount of revenue they're gonna get, because I know if they come to Toronto, tickets will not be the regular ticket prices they're out. So if you buy tickets earlier on, you're probably gonna have to spend a couple of bills to watch Messi play in Canada. So I think it's great for him. I think this is what the MLS needed. Wow, huge.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yes, he's 35. He's got some good years in him. Saudi Arabian team was in the neighborhood of $400 million to pay him. So, I mean, of the Saudi deal and the MLS deal, the MLS deal is obviously like a longer term play than him just taking the 400 million up front. But him coming it's groundbreaking, much like David Beckham coming to the LA Galaxy, say a decade earlier, right? But this is maybe compounded even bigger. Very shocking. So let's go into
add one thing to what you just said, though. I think it's interesting, like you mentioned, the Saudi Arabia League. Did you see why he didn't pick that league? Like, he mentioned why he picked Miami, because he actually was saying that with that league, there was something where there's new ownership involved, and I guess he wasn't happy with who was going to be running it, and like, you know what I mean? And remember, it's for his family too. So his decision wasn't just based on like money alone. Of course, money was the driving factor, but I think his family, his wife, his kids were also involved in, do you want to be Miami or Saudi Arabia for the next 2 years, right? And his family was a big reason why he chose Miami. Kind of like why Kawhi chose LA versus staying in Toronto, right? Like, it was more than just himself. Also, Barcelona, that club, he also said he didn't want to go there because the fact that if he does, they're going to cut wages of current players and have to make cuts to players itself, right?
Right.
So, him going to Inter Miami, president is David Beckham. He like, that's someone like you admire, right? He played, you know what I'm saying? Part owner is David Beckham. Like, David Beckham can get other stars to come to his team too, right? Like, this is something where, having that influence, being a professional global phenom that David Beckham was, he can pull a star like Messi and help other people, contribute, right? Like Adidas and so forth. So I think he made a decision best for his family, and he wants to have fun. I think it's great. I'm happy for him.
Also, so since you're saying about family, Miami has a large Argentine community there. So if you're from Argentina and you're looking to travel abroad, they view Miami much like they'd view, Rome or Paris. Like, that's actually a destination. So think about it. If he's from Argentina, Miami's there. His family's close. Also, with the World Cup coming in 2026 to the United States and also Canada and Mexico also. So, I mean, he could still play. Everything is pretty much in line while he's playing on this side of the world. So, I mean, everything's lined up for this. It's going to be massive. I don't think we're really going to understand how big it is until he does come to your city. And when he does come, it's Messi Mania.
Messi Mania. I saw a really awesome stat on Twitter. I forgot who the @ was, but it was an awesome stat where the revenue sales of Messi's jersey, okay, for PSG, the revenue for his jersey sales was greater than the revenue for the most revenue for the highest revenue generated team in the MLS.
Wow.
His jersey sales superseded the most like the team that had the most revenue in the MLS. So that's how big he is for him. The fact that I think with like 120 something million his jersey sales were. So imagine how much more revenue the league's gonna get, viewership they're gonna get. Because remember, Messi fans they said mania. They're watching him all over the place. Apparently, it's so crazy that their Instagram page went from, I think, from 1 million or 2 million to 9 million followers in a day. So they gained like times 3 more followers in a day from the announcement for him. For you to gain 3 to 4 more million followers in a day on your Instagram, that's nuts.
That's easy. And I'm saying this unapologetically. I will be an Inter Miami fan.
So
I
will
don't
I.
care.
I will be
And
watching.
I'll be honest because I haven't watched an MLS game all season. Once Messi comes, if I'm watching an MLS game and we have a team in Toronto, the Toronto FC, shout out to Toronto FC, TFC, um, I will watch Inter Miami play for Messi.
Hey, the bruh, like I listen, I'm supporting TFC, right? I support
Yes.
all Toronto teams, so I'll support
Right.
them.
Right.
However, will be watching more Inter Miami games than TFC.
Yes, for
I'll be
sure.
real. Yeah, that's
And
what I'm trying to say. Like,
they
yeah.
they put themselves in that kind of brand where, baseball has the Yankees, football has the Cowboys. I guess hockey. Who's the biggest premier hockey? Are
Oh,
we
the
saying the
Leafs.
Leafs?
The
The Leafs.
Leafs,
Okay, we'll
yeah.
go
Leafs
with the
number one.
Leafs.
Yeah,
Okay.
the biggest fan base.
Um, I'm just trying to think outside of what sport? The baseball I
Baseball is
mentioned.
Yankees.
Baseball, Yankee. There's another basketball. Basketball. Are we going with the
Lakers.
Lakers? Yeah. So those obnoxious front running quote type fans
I'll
that
be a
when
front
they win,
runner
I will be a front runner.
for Inter Miami. I
I'm
really am.
running right up
And
front.
I'm not even gonna hide it. I mean, I've been a Messi fan before as a TFC fan. So
Right. Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Um, and like to the point where I'm actually going to go see a game. Like I will
Oh,
go to Miami and watch a game. Like when the
nice.
schedules come out, like I'm gonna have. I mean, they might have to get a bigger, play in a bigger arena, right? I'm not sure where they're playing now, but it's not big enough. Wherever they're playing is not big enough. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say from there now.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard, but their goalkeeper, he had mentioned that they don't have proper security, proper fencing at the field. So he went through a list of three or four things that he said security wise, he doesn't think that the team is ready for Messi to come there. Now, mind
Like
you, they do have some time to straighten those things out, because security's obviously going to be on high. But yeah, shout out to Lionel Messi.
yeah, for him, they listen, they better. You know what I'm saying? Like they better. Like yeah, they
Yeah,
have no
I mean,
choice. This
yeah,
is, I mean, for those who are Messi fans, early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? This started early 2000s.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Early 2000s. So, I didn't start watching TFC, I think, until 2000 and maybe 9 or 10. When TFC come for Faheem to Toronto? And it was
I'm not
after
sure.
Messi.
Not sure the exact date. I remember I did follow the first, actually many years actually. Just the last
Yeah,
since the
like, do you know
pandemic,
when
I
it
really have I've
started?
fallen off TFC, but we'll end there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was founded in '05. So yeah, I
Yeah.
found it. It was founded in
Yeah.
'05. I knew about Messi before '05. So there we have it, guys. So
Okay.
just justifying my front running for him. That's all I'm trying to do right now.
Hey, at least we're honest about it, right?
Hey, Messi, Messi. Anyways,
Messi, Messi. All right. So Nelly J, let's go to for the culture.
for the culture, I would like to highlight individuals for the culture. And today, we're going to highlight an entire family. Yes, that's right, an entire family. And what they're doing. So, Alexis Ohanian, Serena Williams, and Venus Williams, right? They announced to TGL announces that the first team ownership group for their league will be Alexis, Serena, and Venus Williams for their Los Angeles Golf Club. They joined it for him, and I think it's amazing. So, guys, TGL, it's in like innovative primetime golf league, and it fuses tech with live action with teams of PGA Tour stars. So it's like you're competing in a purpose built arena, and it kind of has matches, and it's going to start in 2024 of January. So if you look up TGL, look up the visuals, it looks pretty cool. But Los Angeles has a team, and the Williams are going to be ownership of the team. I think it's really cool. We all know they own the women's LA team. Now they're the women's national soccer league team. Now they're owning this club. And so now, Fahim, they are ownership of two professional league teams, or part owners of two professional league teams in LA. What's really cool is that Alexis, so Serena's husband, he tweeted out about this, and he's so proud. He talks about his daughter being the youngest owner of a professional team, and now the youngest owner of 2 professional teams ever in history.
Wow.
So Alexis kind of person that says, I don't mind being called Olympia's mom or Serena's husband. Like, he's all about helping the woman in his life be successful. And of course, Serena Williams, of course, is pregnant right now as well. So I think it's really cool that they're investing in this league. Tiger Woods is also, and Tiger Woods actually created the league with Rory McIlroy, right? They created the league together. And so the fact that now Serena and Alexis are going to be part of the golf team, I think it's really dope. Because I think Tiger Woods, everything with Tiger Woods is money, right? This guy, I don't know what it is about him, but he really has a huge influence in the golf world. Everyone's fans of his. So I think this is a great look for not only for Alexis and Serena, but for their daughter being a part of it. Of course, big up to Venus as well. So Faheem, what's your thoughts on them co-owning the Angel City FC? It's a soccer team in LA. Now they're going to be the first team for TGL as a pro golf league ownership as well. Your thoughts, bro?
Obviously we covered this before in regards to the soccer, the NWSL, National Women's Soccer League, Angel FC. Adding this to the profile, I think is great. I think they're a great partnership, the two of them, Serena and Alexis, just because the fact that they are building generational wealth together. Now about the league, I think the league is pretty innovative. Incorporating technology with golf. Golf, it's an old sport, but as we know, even with when I think of basketball, a lot of things are online, live streaming, everything's virtual right now. So just maybe updating some of the angles of golf on a virtual aspect, I think is really dope. And in regards to just having their daughter being an owner, and not just one but 2 sporting leagues, leaving a legacy behind, I think that's awesome. It reminds me, I think I might have mentioned this before, but whenever I think about this, think of Nas. When Nas had his album and he made his daughter an executive producer on the album, which was something where he's just leaving behind for the next generation. So, I mean, shout out to Serena and Alexis on that move for their daughter, Olympia.
Yep, for sure. I do want to big up Business Wire, who featured this article. They did quote out that we're honored to welcome Alexis, Serena, and Venus as one of TGL's original 6-team ownership groups. Business Journal also highlighted Alexis Ohanian's or Ohanian, sorry, I'm saying his name wrong. But I don't know if you knew this, but he's the principal owner of the Angel City FC. So he's the founding investor for the team, right? Mm-hmm. Principal owner. And the team was named Sports Business Journal's Team of Year 2022. And they also had a documentary on HBO called Angel City, which talked about investment in women's sports worldwide. So Not only is he building community with his team, but he's trying to really invest in women's sports. And he's married to a GOAT of sport. I just think this is so great when like someone like Serena meets a partner that not only believes in her mission, but really we know before she got married, she was always an advocate on women's sports, equal pay, all that stuff. So finding someone that believes in you and that mission, and now like he's kind of proving it through his action, I think that's really dope. So I love how this family moved. I love how like they've been honored by Business Wire and other ventures as well. And they're definitely going to help other or influence other type of investors to invest in women's sports.
In regards to Serena's net worth, she's at about $290 million. And that's her personal. The team itself, they have $2.5 million to distribute amongst the 12 players for this league. So that means it's going to give them an opportunity where they can get some of the best players involved in the league, which is great for the league because wherever the best players go, viewers will follow. So I think it's just great that they're building this in-house legacy amongst the family. And like I said, this is growing technology in regards to how technology in sports, you have, for instance, basketball. Now, a lot of things is online. A lot of kids right now would rather play video games than actually play the game, to tell you the truth. So esports is one of the fastest growing markets. So to incorporate technology into golf, a very old sport, with her, Olympia being so young, just goes to show that when she's young, by the time she gets older and grows with this, the value of this is going to grow also with her. So shout out to the Williams.
Williams says, nah, man, Williams, Alexis, and yeah, like everything you said, wicked. Like golf is so huge, a high-tech golf league. PGA Tour is a part of it. It's gonna have PGA Tour players, as well made right of the top PGA Tour players. You know, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be so freaking dope. And even though for most, like someone like me who is not really a great or really good golf player, I wouldn't mind doing a tech golf. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something that you may want to do more than actually, you know, play golf, because golf is a tough sport. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone has the best, you know, like you have to commit a full day to play golf, right? And all that stuff. So this is gonna really help grow the sport and grow, you know, technology is so big now with the younger generation. So I think this is like future thinking, and I'm all about, you know, enhancements and growing in the tech world. So yeah, big up to the Williams. Love what I'm seeing. And yeah, it starts in 2024. So I guess I can't wait to see how it goes next year.
Nice. All right. So Nelly J, let's go to our last one, which is That's Absurd.
That's absurd. Faheem, bro, what was absurd this week? What was absurd?
Tiger Woods. When keeping it loyal doesn't really work in your favor.
Oh, man.
A year ago, LIV Golf. Just a quick background. LIV Golf from Saudi Arabia, a lot of money. They want to challenge the PGA Tour, which is a legacy golf league here in the West, United States. And the PGA Tour wasn't happy about LIV coming into their territory. So LIV said, okay, we have the money. We're just going to pay off your big players. The biggest one was Tiger Woods. And when he started this league, they said, Tiger Woods, we will give you $800 million if you come join our league in Saudi Arabia. And Tiger Woods said, no, thank you. I'm going to stay with the PGA Tour, and I'm going to keep it loyal to the PGA Tour. A year later, the PGA Tour gives in to LIV and their money and says to the Saudi Arabian group, let's join forces. And now they're officially partnering up. And Tiger Woods is out $800 million in 1 year. Absurd.
Absurd. What's crazy, right, Faheem? The PGA Tour commissioner, this guy had the most smoke for LIV. I remember, you remember, like he was bashing. At one point, I swear the man wanted to like go over there and like burn the place down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he was so heated. He was so upset. He was so angry. How dare they? How dare they create another league? Try and take our players. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that he said all this for him, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, now I have a new boss. And the same people that I bashed a year ago, I got to now face in a boardroom. I gotta be like, yes, sir. Listen, man, like, Faheem, we saw this coming, Faheem. I don't think we're shocked, man. Like, the PGA Tour has been a very white-run, white-led organization, right? Tiger Woods made them a bit more for the culture, right? He was a phenom. And then now Saudi Arabia, now the Saudi got some money for him. They got some money. You know what I'm saying?
They got money.
Money. Not just stuff. They got money. So the fact that they're going to collaborate with that league, it just makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're tapping into like a lot more money, and why not? But the fact that Tiger Woods was trying to stay loyal, and listen, I respect that he was loyal, but damn, what's absurd is how much money he missed out on. But at least his integrity is in place for him. At least he has his integrity, right? Sometimes money can't buy integrity and the things you stand by, right? Or stand for, right?
I just wish the PGA Tour had Tiger Woods type integrity. You can't in one calendar year bash them for doing that, and then a year later say, let's join forces. Not the good look.
Yep. The commissioner also said, Monahan, he said that, you know, he said, I don't think it was right or sustainable to have this tension in our sport. And then he's like, I recognize everything I've said in the past. I recognize people will call me a hypocrite. Yes.
Oh, yes, we are.
Anytime I've said anything, I've said it with the information I had, and I said it with someone trying to compete with our tour and our players. Man, when keeping it real goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? You know, remember Dave Chappelle's skit? When keeping it real goes wrong? This went all the way wrong. You know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, again, for you, even still, right? I don't understand why you're upset with the competitive league. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're in Saudi Arabia, right? Why couldn't, my issue with what he did was that he was trying to say you can't play in both leagues. Why not? If the golfers can do it, why can't, like, to say if you play in their league, you're banished from our league? Yo, man, that's some, like, Faheem, I wasn't for that, because it's like saying, oh, you can't play in any other basketball league if you're in the NBA. Now, I know the NBA allows them to play in pro-am, right? They play in other leagues for him, but and that league has to kind of follow certain types of regulations for NBA players, but they still let players play in other leagues, right? Like, sorry, other competition, I should say, in the summertime. So, man, golfers are independent, singular athletes. They don't play with the team. They have people that are on their team, but to try to restrict them, man, this is hilarious. But I will say what's absurd is, to me, for him, what's more absurd is the commissioner of the PGA Tour. And his name, for those who don't know, Jay Monahan. Jay Monahan. My goodness, for him, when 1 year later, what can change?
So what's more absurd? Because they're both absurd. What do you think is more absurd? Tiger Woods being loyal and missing out on $800 million, or the commissioner bashing Saudi Arabia to a year later partnering with them? What's more absurd to you on the way out?
Well, 800 million is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But I also think what's absurd, I think they're both like, right. But don't forget, Faheem, weren't there like lawsuits filed as well?
Yes, they kept suing them.
Exactly. So I think the PGA Tour is the most absurd, because they kept trying to sue them.
No, actually, I think the way it goes is, I think the Saudi Arabian group kept suing the PGA Tour for what they were doing.
Wow. Trying to like not allow the players
not
to come
allow,
over.
And then the PGA Tour realized, wait a second, these Saudi pockets are deep, so they're going to keep suing us. And they didn't want it. They couldn't afford to keep just going back and forth with lawsuits. So that's what's one of the things that made them give in. Yeah, because they could just keep suing. They have so much money that, you know, eventually it's going to happen eventually. So I think the PGA Tour is smart to do it now, opposed to wait 5 years down the road and X amount of $1 million later.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that, like, the golfers, but I think also, I feel the golfers who left, I think PJ was trying to go after them as well, because they defected. And apparently, I also see something that there was more defected golfers because they kept buying their golfers. So eventually, they're going to have less golfers in a tour, and they were all going to go to LIV anyway. So it's like, but again, the PGA Tour caused this havoc, because they were trying to say it's us or the highway.
Right.
It's weird.
And they lost.
Like,
and the PGA Tour is not used to losing, you know? So,
man, listen, I was happy for the LIV. I'm happy Saudi Arabia tours, golf, good for them. I think it's good for the world too. Like, the world's getting smaller with technology for him. Yeah. So the things that we have in North America, the Saudis have a lot of deep pockets, and some of them are going to create the leagues. We're seeing it in soccer. We're seeing it in golf, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing it in basketball. Like, there's so many leagues, and sports is for us to enjoy. It's entertainment. But those who make a lot of money from it, of course, they try to keep it for themselves. But the NBA is not doing that. We saw the NBA, Faheem, going to push for leagues in Africa. Like, they're trying to build and make basketball more popular, right? And I think the PGA Tour can make, you know, Saudi Arabia League, let's partner here. They could have really used this as a way to show, hey, let's work together to merge our mission. You know what I'm saying? But they were like, nope, this is our bag. Golf is our sport. And now they lost it. So let's see. But yeah. Absurd. Mercy.
Absurd. All right. So
couldn't fathom losing that. But, you know, Tiger was a billionaire, so he's a billionaire right now, right? Tiger was
he's not sweating that. Yeah, he's a billionaire.
He died, but still 800 million.
All right. Nelly J, let's put this episode in the books.
Y'all, that was the Good Rookie Show. If you so I'm like, if you have a good time. No. That's the Good Rookie Show, y'all. So as you know, we like to give our shout outs. And man, my shout out for this week for him is quite interesting. So I do want to shout out just the Serena Williams sisters, Tiger Woods. Just like the fact that we have these, you know, all these people of color in sport, just really paving the way of how to do it, right? Compete, but also get involved in investing, right? MLS League, you know, Kevin Durant and James Harden they own teams in MLS. Messi's coming, so now they're going to be able to grow that investment that they made years ago. I just want to shout out to all the entrepreneurs, everyone making those investments, trying to find ways to have their money that they have, make money for themselves. But I just think it's really dope and inspiring seeing that, you know, these millionaires are not settled. Like, they still want to keep pushing themselves and growing, right? And they're also building community as well. I just think it's very admirable. So big up to the Williams sisters, Alexis, Olympia, and just everyone, like all the athletes that are owning, starting leagues like Tiger Woods. You know what I mean? Like, this is impeccable for him. And even Messi, right? He's going to be one of a team. He's going to help grow a league. Like, this is amazing. Like, being a sport is awesome. And so, yeah, I just want to give them all a shout out, man. It's like a whole plethora of shout outs.
Right. And I'll end on yours. I mean, that's a great shout out. It's true contact and everything. Everybody seems like we spoke about tonight is an owner in some way, you know? So it's inspiring.
It is.
All right. So shout out to inspiration. All right, let's put this episode in the books.
Shout out to inspiration. Y'all, if you had a good time, if you enjoyed yourself with the Good Rookie Show, please like and subscribe and tell a friend. For he.
On all platforms, you know what it is. It's a Good Rookie Show. And we out. Peace.